made a promise to myself that I'm gonna not waste a day. I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna make each moment count. And I'm gonna use my life to do good. I grew up in foster care. I was placed in foster care at the age of 2. During that period, growing up in the South Bronx, I also grew up at a time when what's now known as hip hop culture began to develop. So back in those days, in the mid to late 70s, I made a name for myself performing all over in park jams and stuff like that.
Yo, Sham. Yo, the beat is good to go, but my man, get on your mic, cold rock. Well, now that I got the spotlight to myself, I'm gonna show you how I rock it without any help.
So throughout my life, I kind of moved around a lot. I raised my son as a single parent, raised him in a family shelter system, and I worked to make sure that he has some stability. But at the same time, I myself end up struggling. I was living in Atlanta at one point and came up here to the city. Unfortunately, things didn't go the way that I wanted to go, put me in a state of depression. And eventually I realized, you know what? Maybe I need to get some help for that and some stability. So I ended up going into the shelter system, seeking both. For quite some time, I was in the shelter in Wards Island, which is a congregate shelter. It was like just taking the bus to get to Wards Island. You would have to just drink just to drown out all the craziness that was just on the bus ride. And so you see a lot of people just pulling out their drinks or their drug of choice just to prepare themselves to walk into the congregate shelter. For me, it was, I found more security and more safety and comfort just being in the streets, as crazy as that might sound. So with COVID, when that hit, the virus had basically was spreading throughout the shelter, because our reality is different from the average person. When they said quarantine, people could quarantine, we couldn't, because we're all in this congregate setting. So we're all around each other. There's no barriers, there's no walls. We've never had hand sanitizer. We didn't have soap in the dispensers. So it was like the basic things that they said that you needed to protect yourself, we didn't have those things. Unfortunately, I ended up catching COVID. I barely could talk, and I kept trying to ask the nurse, am I dying, am I dying? And they was like, we can't tell you that. And then this one nurse reached out to me, and she grabbed my hand, you know, she just embraced my hand, and I was like, oh my God, she's trying to comfort me while I'm dying. So I was like, nah, I said, this can't be it. We was given the option, do you want to go to the hotel or do you want to stay in the congregate shelter? And of course I said, send me to the hotel. The other thing that I wanted to do was get help with the mental illness. And then I wanted to curtail my drinking, which had got exasperated just from being an experience of homelessness. And that was like a life-saving experience for me. The only problem that I had with it is that the shelter component and the therapeutic, meaning the recovery center, which is their outpatient group, and the medical, which provides the help for the mental illness, there's no synergy between that. That's where basically my advocacy started, because I felt like, look, I don't want to be in an environment where people are just openly using drugs and doing different things. It just didn't help me to try and, you know, remain sober when everybody's pulling out beer or liquor bottles and stuff like that. After a couple of weeks, the problems that you see outside of the shelter, like substance use and people being under the influence of something, started to happen. There became a community backlash. Not everybody. There was a group of ladies that came with their children to the Lucerne, and they started painting chalk on the floor with messages saying, welcome. We love you. We welcome you to the neighborhood. You deserve to be here. You know, every person deserves a home. So I reached out to them, and immediately they met with me. And within 20 minutes of a conversation with one of their representatives, they promised to put on-site services. So we had the harm reduction come and then open hearts come and bring AA meetings, fitness class, and all these other services to the Lucerne, which is unique because none of the hotels have that. We've had issues, but we've literally changed the fabric. That's why we can sit here today.
We met, we just clicked. And from that day on, me and him just been, you know, out here advocating. Because of Shams, we started implementing programs. And Every Pathways is the people that helped me get this apartment. And things he was saying was just, it was like we was on the same page as I am. It's like my brother, I love him. I love him to death, you know? I really love him.
I love you too, man. I wanted to come uptown and really get from other directly impacted people. And my objective is really to learn from you all as well, and then let's figure out like what we could do that could help deal with those issues. Yeah, you fought in Vietnam.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
To come back home to be homeless.
Yeah.
That makes no damn sense, bro.
So with the
The people who are managing the program never spent a day in the military.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
The first 3 weeks I slept right over there by the car valve. The first 3 weeks I slept over there. Got up in the morning, had breakfast, came over here, stayed with her, and then after that I stayed with a few friends. 3 weeks and 3 weeks here, 3 weeks here, and I just rode. Then after that I rode the buses, you know, at night, and came here.
There's something very, very special about the fact that as a person that is experiencing the issue firsthand, that you're using your energy, resources, positive, genuine nature to bring attention to these issues and bring about the discussion by where the solutions percolate.
I'm engaging elected officials, I'm engaging faith leaders, I'm engaging people that are actively involved in these things to come up with the best ideas to be able to create better communities for people that are experiencing homelessness.
They know you're there,
Yeah.
but they step over you. So
Yeah.
you're visible to them, but you're also, your needs and your humanity. is
Forget
huge.
about it. Yeah, you're the last person. I want to go from being the homeless hero to the housing hero. I want to evolve into a person that is able to provide housing for people. People say, yo, you're really expending yourself as an advocate and you're still homeless or you're still going through it. Well, if I don't do it, who's going to do it? This is not the path I chose. This is not the journey that I wanted. But at this point in time, it's like the only way things will ever change is if we stand up.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, check out these other videos from USA Today to stay up to date with all the latest news.